What's up, everybody? It's Ty the Bourbon Guy, and welcome to the 25 Days of Whiskey. Today is day 23. Thank you so much for tuning in to hopefully all these videos so far. It has been fun to just kind of sit back and think of the different whiskeys and kind of just see where we're at in the bourbon journey, and to kind of just compare and contrast and figure out, you know, just different experiences with these different bottles. But again, today is day 23. Day 23, we are going to take a look at Russell's Reserve Single Barrel. Now, this is actually a store pick, or better yet, a bar pick, but it is a Russell's Reserve pick that was picked by Wise Guy Lounge, based out of Ohio, but seems to be everywhere lately. There's one here in Indianapolis as well, and I got a chance to go there. Now, back on day 13, I reviewed, or discussed, I should say, Russell's Reserve 13 year. And in that video, I mentioned that there was a store pick that I would take over the 13 year, and that is this particular bottle. This one is one that is just shy of 10 years. It's 110 proof, and I'm a fan of any Russell's Reserve store pick ever. I will take them all. I don't care. But the great thing about Wise Guy Lounge is that I was able to try this before I bought it. They have another, deal that where I purchased the bottle, I can then enter a raffle, and I entered that raffle from there, and my name was drawn for another bottle. So, great things happened after purchasing this bottle. But when I first had it, I didn't even second guess it at all. All I did was taste it, and I knew that I had to have this bottle, and it was, again, the best Russell's Reserve pick that I've ever had, but the best Russell's Reserve product that I've ever had, ever. I mean, this is my favorite pick from them, and it's just an amazing bottle. Now, again, looking at the age, well, it's just shy of 10, and it's 110 proof. There's a lot of things that I could look at, and you may think the older whiskey is going to be better, or maybe a higher proof is going to be better, or whatever it may be. This is the best that I've had out of Russell's picks, and I hope to find better. I mean, that's the goal, right? Is to always find something better. But this is a phenomenal pick. Outstanding job, Wise Guy Lounge. The thing that stands out to me is you still have all the characteristics of a Russell single barrel, and a Russell's even a 10 year. But the thing with this is the richness and the mouthfeel, the whole experience, the quality of the characteristics, the level that it's turned up. It just, I thought, was a magnificent whiskey from the first time I sipped it until now. I still think the same, but it just, all those same characteristics that I love in Russell's Reserve, especially the single barrel. I recommend that bottle all the time. If anybody asks me what barrel, oh my gosh, I should not be drinking a barrel at a time. What bottle, that's better, do you drink on a daily basis? It's very hard for me to answer that question because, one, I don't drink every day. I know it looks like this, but I don't drink every day. But two, it's so tough because when people come over is when I love to show, different bottles and kind of bring out things that people want to try. But when it's just me at home, I just kind of reach for a few different things. I don't really go explore all these different options. And I have to be kind of in that mindset to do so. But I realize over time that as hard as that is to answer that question, because it depends on the setting, it depends on my mood, it depends on all types of things for me, the one bottle that I kept coming back to, one of them at least, is Russell's Reserve Single Barrel. Now, not necessarily this pick, but just in general, the single barrels in general are just ones that I go back to over and over and over again. I just find myself being drawn back to that profile. Another one for me would be Maker's 46 Cask Strength. I mean, that's another one that I'm just drawn to. I think it's a fantastic product and a great whiskey. I think that people chase some other wheated bourbons and I don't know. I don't know why Maker's 46 Cask Strength doesn't get the look that it deserves, but either way, we're not here to talk about that right now. We're here to talk about this Russell's Reserve. And again, I felt like all the notes that I enjoy from a Russell's just turned up. I mean, this thing is just rich, the creaminess, the oak, the spice, there's a little bit of sweetness there. There's some citrus that comes in, the brown sugar. Everything is balanced. Everything is you know, kind of more complex than normal. Everything is just turned up for sure. It's like rock and roll music. It's just, you have all the regular instruments that you normally see, but it is cranked up. I don't know if that's a good analogy, but you know, it's all good. Let's try this thing. Cheers. The brown sugar and oak come through for me, and even at 110 proof, it drinks hotter. For me, Wild Turkey products always drink hotter. I don't know that I could pick it out of a blind for sure, but I have a feeling that I might be able to get close because I can just either, if I knew the proofs, I think for sure, because I can look at a proof on a Wild Turkey product, take a sip and feel like it should be higher than this. But that's just the way that I interpret a Wild Turkey product, is just having a little bit more of that spice to it. But the way that the spice is balanced with the oak and the sweetness of a brown sugar on the palate, it just plays well. It just goes together. Fantastic whiskey. It's something that I enjoy, especially this time of year where it's cold outside and I want something that's going to warm me up and feel like the holidays. And I associate a lot of that spice with that time of year. I don't necessarily want all the spice in the middle of the summer when it's 100 degrees, but you know, that's just kind of one of those that is just perfect for those times of year. But with as good as this is, I don't want to reach for it every single day because this is my last bottle of this pick. And so that's good. It's good that this is kind of more situational. And even though I really enjoy this, it's not one that I'd reach for every day. I have the regular single barrel. I can reach for that every single day because I can replace that. So when people come over, I love to bring this bottle out and then just kind of pour some and say, man, try this. You know, this is one of my favorites right now. And, you know, when people ask me, what's the most rare bottle you have? I will always answer that question with a store pick because it is true. And everybody that's, you know, an enthusiast would probably agree, I would assume, is because you can't replace those bottles. I mean, you could find another store pick and you can find one that's going to be great and another single barrel and whatever. But sometimes you find those ones that are just so special that you have to hold on to them just a little bit longer and try to get as much out of it as you can. And I don't mean to just sit on it and never drink it, but what I'm referring to is, for me personally, is when people come over. So I mentioned the holidays. People come over for the holidays. I can bring this bottle out and say, try this. This is a fantastic bottle, fantastic pick. That's all I could ever ask for. That's the best feeling for me, to share the whiskey with my friends and family and those that I love. I appreciate you tuning in today. Thank you so much for doing all this and watching all the 25 days of whiskey, because I know that you've watched them all. And since you have, you might as well like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. And I will see you tomorrow for day 24. Cheers.